Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy and we have two allotment plots in Kent. As you can see, I'm not at the allotment plot today. I haven't been there all week, either because I've been working when the weather's been nice, and when I've not been working the weather's been awful. But next week it's supposed to be about 18 degrees, so can't wait to get down and do some things at the allotment in the nice weather. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm just going to be sharing some of the seeds that we're going to be sowing in April, and some of the things that you can still sow in April if you haven't already. You can see I've got some of my seeds. God, my hand looks massive there. Some of my seeds on the table here. This is where we start off a lot of our seeds this time of year, because it's indoors and it's warmer and there's a nice big window, so they get plenty of light. And yes, we've got a lot of bits going on. We've got some tomatoes, more peas, onions, aubergines, cucumbers already started, and then we'll re-sow some of that again this month as well. So I'm going to start with, I've got them all laid out here. I'm just going to show you some of the things that we're going to be sowing. Obviously there's still loads you can sow this month. It's a really good month to start a lot of things off, even things, and I learnt this in our first year the hard way, things like Brussels sprouts, things that you don't even harvest until like winter. You know, I couldn't get my head around that. I'm sowing that now, but they take quite a long time to grow. So even Brussels sprouts, you should be starting off now. And we have started some off, and we will start some more off as well this month. We've got our peas. As I say, these are Hurst green ones. We've already put in some into the allotment. They were started off here, then we planted them out, and then we've got some more here, and then we'll start off some more as well. So then we have lots of peas consistently. We've also got the sugar Ann, which are the sugar snap peas. And then I've got beans. We tend to grow quite a few beans. So we have runner beans. We've got these ones. I think we have got some others as well, but I can't find all the seeds at the moment, so I'm just showing you some of them. We've got some edamame beans. So they're really nice. And then we've got sort of the French beans. We've got climbing French beans, like these Bellotti ones. You can get these in a dwarf version as well. We have got some other climbing ones, but I didn't bring them all out because we've got lots of different ones. And then the dwarf ones as well. So the dwarf ones are great for growing in like large 30-litre pots. And the climbing ones, I've got I've got a couple of arches down at the allotment plot, which I normally grow over like mini pumpkins, like Baby Boo and Jack Be Little. And I'm going to try the Yukikuri ones over the arch this year. And then I want to grow some beans over the arch as well, because I think it's a good use of space. So I will be growing these Bellotti ones over at the arch, and we grow these every year. Sometimes the dwarf versions, but they're really nice colour, really pretty and really tasty. So you can dry them out and then use the beans dry as well. Just have to soak them. So I've got them, all our beans, French beans, some more there. Got loads of different beans. Then we've got cabbage. So we have started some cabbage, but then there's some more. This is a greyhound variety. Got some kohlrabi. Now, I'd never heard of this before I got an allotment plot, because it's not something you see in the shop. Well, I've never seen it sold in the shop. But it's really easy to grow. This one's a purple one, but there is also a green version as well. They look like little alien-y things. But I just sort of chop it up, peel it, and then chop it, and then sort of roast it, and it's really tasty. It's a good vegetable to grow, because as I say, don't get it in the shops. I've got broccoli, so purple sprouting broccoli. That's going to be sown now. And again, this is another one that you sow it now, but you don't harvest it until like this time next year, February, March, April. So it's in the ground for a long time. So if you're going to sow that, make sure you put it somewhere that you're happy for it to sit for practically a whole year, near enough. But that's a good one to grow, because then you're harvesting it in that sort of hunger gap when you haven't got a lot else growing. We're going to do some cucumbers. So we've got some Telegraph Improved. We find they're really good. We also usually get Mini Munch as well, and like a crystal apple, like a round one that looks like an apple really. And I'm actually going to grow some gherkins as well this year, because Chloe likes gherkins, so I'm going to try growing them. We've got some courgettes, so just your traditional green ones. We've also got some yellow ones, and the like scalloped ones, patty pans. They're really good. You get absolutely loads of them, so you don't need loads of plants. They keep, the more you pick, the more you get, and believe me, you get a lot. So you don't need loads of plants for that. Kale. So this is I call it the Cavallonuro kale. It's also known like black kale. You can buy this in the shops, but it is quite expensive to buy. But I find that this is really, really good. It survives through the winter. It's fantastic. So it will give you food for a long time. So we're going to do that. I'm also going to start sowing some flowers. So I've got to get more seeds actually. Some sunflowers. I've got these toy shop ones. These are just short, small ones. So they only grow 90 centimetres, so not even a metre, because I want some smaller ones so that I can cut them and have them indoors. And the smaller ones work better than that, as you can imagine. You know, some of the sunflowers I've had before are like this, so you couldn't put that in a vase, could you? So then we've got, but I also want some tall ones, so I have got giant ones as well. So this one goes to 4 metres. This one apparently goes to 5 metres, I think. Where did I read that yet? 5 metres. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get it to 5 metres, shall we? So we've got them. I also picked up some zinnia flowers. This is raspberry lemonade. I mean, I just like the name. But there's a nice mix. I've got some more calendula. I think I have got enough, but I say enough. You can never have enough. But this is a pink one. So I thought that'd be nice to grow, because I usually grow the orange ones, but get some pink ones. Also now is a great time to be sowing your squashes. I can't find my seeds at the moment, my squash ones, and I have got to buy some more, because the ones that I like to grow I can't tend to buy in the garden centre. I have to buy them online, so I need to order some of them. But I like to grow Baby Boo, which are little white ones, Jack Be Little, which are little orange ones. We did try growing Jill Be Little last year, but I mean, there wasn't a lot of difference between Jill and Jack, but you know. The Yukikuri ones, which are like probably about that big, and they're really nice, sort of darker orange. I'm going to grow the Crown Prince again, which is like a bluey grey one with a bright orange inside. They were fantastic and stored really well. I've still got some actually in my cupboard at home. And I like to try and grow a pumpkin. I say giant pumpkin, but they never grow giant, but big enough for the kids to carve. And what other ones do I like to grow? I usually like to grow some kind of either butternut one, or I can't remember the name of the one we grew last year that was really good, and it was similar to that. And then like a few others as well. I can't remember what they are now. And then I always like to try and grow a different one. So I'm going to find one that I've not grown before and see how we get on with that. But yeah, I want to grow some of them, the smaller ones, over the arches. I'm not sure the arches would be strong enough to grow the bigger ones, and I think you'd have to support them better. But the smaller ones, it works fantastic on. I was even tempted to try and get some of the beans to grow in amongst the pumpkins, but I'm not sure that will work because the leaves are quite big, so the beans might not get enough light. So that's a selection of the things we're going to be growing or sowing in April. We're also going to sow some more spring onions, because we started some of them off in the polytunnel, but we're going to start some more off so that we have lots more. We're also going to do some more lettuce, and what else was it? We've got some broccoli, cauliflower, all that kind of things. I'm not sure if we're going to bother with carrots this year. We might do, not sure. but yeah, so that's all the seeds we're going to be sowing. A lot of our stuff is going to be needing potting on, because there's like, it's multi-sown in pots, so it needs to be separated and put into its own pots. So that's going to be a big job for April. And then hopefully we'll get some sunshine and some warmth, and then everything can get a move on, because a lot of it is nowhere near the size it was last year. Partly for us, that's because we sowed later. Last year we sowed earlier. We thought we held off, but we didn't. And then what happened is we had loads of tomatoes that all needed potting on. So we're all in like 5 centimetre, they're 5 centimetres or 5-inch pots. But we couldn't put them out yet because our last frost date hadn't been, and we had nowhere to put them. Like, literally, they were just everywhere. So we held off a bit. So that's why ours are probably a little bit smaller than last year. But also, as I say, it's partly because there's just not been any warmth. It's just been cold and miserable, no light, which doesn't help growing. But, you know, these are the things that we have to deal with. Either droughts last year, no sun this year. But hopefully it balances itself out, and you'll have some things that grow better in them conditions and some things that don't. So let me know in the comments below things you're sowing this month. Anything that you really think that I need to be sowing or I need to try because I haven't done it before, let me know, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.